Hi and welcome to Fedmail. Thank you for joining us again this week. I hope you've had a good week. The rain has subsided and the heat has returned, at least here in Central Mass. So wherever you are, thank you for tuning in today and I hope you're doing well. This week marks our Exodus event taking place Thursday, July 22nd. It should be a wonderful evening. We will be honoring Mark Shear with an Israel Bonds Award, along with two junior honorees, Naomi Schertzer and Charlotte Reuter, who wrote terrific essays on the importance of Israel. This is an Israel Bonds CJUI Jewish Federation event, and we will be learning the story of Exodus 1947 and its connection to two unsung heroes of Worcester, the Reverend John Grau and Justice Judge Joseph Goldberg, who some people in the community knew well. He was well known in the Jewish community, but there are a number of people who had personal stories to tell us about Judge Goldberg, and we look forward to that presentation. Now, some of you have asked, will we be serving food at the event? And unfortunately, we will not be serving dinner this year due to COVID and all of that. But it should be a great evening nonetheless, and it begins at 7 o'clock. You can still RSVP. Follow the link in the flyer on Fedmail, or just let us know you'd like to attend. And you can attend that virtually. We'll send along the link to you so that you can do that no matter where you are. Also want to remind you that next month we will be having Jewish Heritage Day with the Wusocks. Really looking forward to that. Should be great. The tickets are now available. There's a link through Fedmail again on the flyer, so have a look. I want to remind you that New England March of the Living is offering a very generous stipend for participants, and that is a program that brings young people both to Eastern Europe to visit the sites of the Holocaust and then on to Israel. Again, really generous stipends are available, and Jewish Federation has some scholarship funds available too, so we encourage young people to sign up for that program. I want to remind you once again that the Central Mass Jewish Theater Company is looking to fill their cast for the trial of Uncle Charlie, which is part of the Exodus story. So if you are inclined to be on stage or would like to try that, check out the casting call, again, listed in Fedmail. I also want to let you know, for the seniors out there will be a senior day at Polar Park on July 28th. Ongoing lunch and learns at Polar Park as well. Ongoing Yad and Havarim programs coming up in the next few weeks. And of course, I want to mention that this weekend marks the Jewish holiday of Tisha B'Av, which is a solemn day of mourning, recognizing the date that recognizes the destruction of both of the temples and other tragedies that befell our people in 1492, the Exodus from Spain, and a number of incidents during the Holocaust, but really the mourning related to the destruction of the temple. And it just so happens that right now I am reading a book called the biography, Jerusalem, the biography, or a biography. And right now I'm on the chapter that talks about the Roman forces coming to Jerusalem and besieging the city, sitting outside. And the lessons to be learned from this are not only historical, but also relevant to our time today, because during that time, there was such terrible infighting among our people. There was also power grabs, looking for this thirst for power was just overwhelming, and the corruption was just endemic. And the people were fighting amongst themselves in such a cruel and terrible way. One of the reasons that the Roman forces were able to ultimately defeat the Jewish army that had been encamped in Jerusalem to defend the city was that there was so much infighting. And there are lessons to be learned from that. I think that I can't stress enough how important it is that our people remain united, and that we work together to achieve our common goal, and that we recognize that there are threats out there threatening all of us. And without unity, and without togetherness, and without cooperation, and without a combined, driven purpose that we're all working towards, we would be and will be putting ourselves in greater threat. So the lesson for Tisha B'Av is not only to mourn the destruction of the temples, this terribly tragic day in our history, the most tragic day in our history, but also that we should go forward learning the lessons from these terrible tragedies that have befallen our people all too often through our history. So with that, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.